Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Today, we will actually begin our new unit on juvenile offenders in Georgia. Today, our objective is scholars will be able to explain the difference between delinquent and unruly behavior and the consequences of each. So, to jump right into our lesson for today, Georgia established its first juvenile court system in Fulton County in 1911. Creating a juvenile court system that allowed for children under 17 years of age not to be treated and jailed in the same way as adults. Today, all counties in Georgia have a juvenile court. The job of a juvenile court is to do what is best for the child and society in accordance with the 1971 Juvenile Code. In certain violent offenses, juveniles can be tried as an adult. Juvenile offenders are delinquent acts and unruly acts are legal terms for behavior in minors under the age of 16. Delinquent behaviors is an act committed by a juvenile that would be a criminal offense according to state law. Unruly behavior is an act committed by a juvenile that would not be a criminal offense according to adult law. On this slide, you actually click on this image here. It will take you to this particular website, whether it is giving you just some basic information about the juvenile justice system. So it is important that you actually read this text so that you will have an understanding of the juvenile court. Once you have read the information from that resource, you do have 4 questions that you are required to answer. What age is considered a juvenile in Georgia? What is the goal of the juvenile justice system? When did a juvenile system begin in Georgia? And prior to the establishment of a juvenile justice system, how were juvenile offenders actually treated? The next part of our lesson today is distinguishing the differences between delinquent and unruly behaviors. So when wrongdoing actually occurs, an adult can be found guilty of a crime, while juveniles are actually found delinquent or unruly. If a criminal act has occurred by a juvenile, it is considered a delinquent act. If a juvenile has committed an action that would not be considered criminal according to adult law, it is called unruly behavior. So just to be a little more specific about delinquent behaviors, they will be considered a crime if it were committed by an adult. Usually, their consequences involve treatment, rehabilitation, or court supervision if necessary. Some examples of those delinquent behaviors that would be considered a crime if an adult was actually to commit them would be possession of drugs, theft, assault, rape, and murder. If the act is serious enough, the juvenile may be charged as an adult and subject to all adult penalties. Offenders are called designated felons and are considered a danger to the community and can be in prison for up to 5 years. So on this slide, you're actually going to click on the image and it's going to take you to the Department of Juvenile Justice's website, where you're going to read this first paragraph and this second paragraph about the Department of Juvenile Justice. Department of Juvenile Justice. So delinquent acts, they can include theft, assault, possession of drugs, rape, murder. Consequences of delinquent acts can include probation, incarceration, being committed to the custody of a Department of Juvenile Justice as well. You also have another link that you're going to click on that's going to take you to a video. It is entitled Bad Check Laws. There's also a full video transcript provided just in case the video does not work for you. So now that we've had an opportunity to become familiar with delinquent acts, let's now begin to learn about unruly behavior. Unruly behavior is when a juvenile violates a law that only pertains to children. Um, so they can also be and put into treatment, rehabilitation, or supervision by the court if necessary. Examples include skipping school, driving without a license, possession of alcohol or cigarettes, loitering in public places between midnight and 5 a.m., and leaving home without parents' permission. If a minor commits these acts, he or she may be placed in a juvenile detention center. So once again, some examples of unruly behavior can include possession of alcohol or cigarettes, running away, breaking curfew, disobedient to adults, skipping or not attending school, driving without a license. And some consequences of unruly behavior can include placement in a youth detention center, release to parent or guardian, probation, being committed to the custody of the Department of Juvenile Justice, as well as placement in an outdoor program or boot camp. You also have a video that you have to watch for this particular slide as well. It is a Georgia Studies boot camp justice for juvenile offenders, and just giving you more of a perspective of what it's like for juvenile offenders who actually have to attend boot camp as a punishment for the act that they participated in. You also have this table that you will complete while you are completing the presentation. You are going to write in the definition of the delinquent acts and unruly behaviors, as well as the consequences that go along with both of these acts, as well as at the bottom of your handout, you're determining if the actions below are delinquent or unruly. Your next activity will include you reading these specific different situations, and you're identifying whether or not they are delinquent unruly. You're going to take the red check mark and put them into the correct location on this chart. Last but not least, you do have a Venn diagram comparing and contrasting the similarities and differences between delinquent and unruly acts. You will have 3 tiles that will go under the delinquent, 3 under unruly, and 2 tiles actually will be in common. Finally, this is the access code for your exit ticket for today's lesson. If you have any questions, feel free to drop by my office hours today from 1 to 2 p.m. And I look forward to speaking with you all later on. Bye-bye.